All right, everyone, we are live. Welcome back to day 38 of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. We're back again. Sorry for the late start to the stream. I actually have something pretty cool that I want to show you guys. The reason that I'm late, give me 1 second to make sure that we got everything on the stream set up, but I want to show you guys what I've been doing so far today and show you actually a new piece of technology that I have that I'm gonna be unboxing here in a minute on stream. The new iPhone 17 Pro Max in orange. So I'm gonna unbox that live on stream here to get us started because essentially I was at AT&T getting it set up and had to do that. But yeah, let me show you this, guys. All right, stream should be good. Yep. J35, how's it going? Yeah, you like the hoodie? Billionaire Paradise, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So check this out, guys. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing to get us started. Let me just make the camera a little bit bigger here so you guys can see. But yeah, we got the iPhone Pro Max. I waited for a while to get this, so excited to open it up. Opening it up here. All right. Beautiful. All right, here she is. Pretty cool. I'm gonna plug it in, get it set up. But yeah, guys, this is why I was late to the stream. Had to get this set up. But yeah, pretty cool phone from Apple here. Yeah. But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. So a quick update on my end. Let me shrink this real quick. So the update on my end is that yesterday I spent a lot of time last night working on CloudFormation. And if you're familiar with CloudFormation, you'll know that CloudFormation's tricky. And a lot of times with AWS infrastructure or networking or DevOps in general, there is a lot of setup that goes into it. So pretty much I had to spend a lot of time last night getting that set up. The biggest thing when you're starting to get set up with a CloudFormation project is that you actually have to set up and configure your AWS environment, obviously, but then you also have to configure things like your GitHub organization so that it has the correct GitHub secrets that will integrate with actions so that you're actually able to deploy that infrastructure to the cloud. And so just to take a step back, so I mentioned on my last stream that the goal was to launch ViewCreator actually yesterday. And we are getting closer and closer, and I do expect it to take a couple more days after getting deeper into this CloudFormation project. You know, I really want to do it right. I don't want to launch with bad networking, and I don't want to launch with a bad infrastructure that is not very easy to scale or is not secure. So I'm spending a lot of time on that project right now, making sure that we're going to be able to scale and making sure that, hey, if we need to make changes to our environment, that we're easily going to be able to do that. And you do that through CloudFormation. So I'm still working on that. If you guys are just tuned into the stream now, make sure you like the stream. We're gonna be going for, as usual, a couple hours today. It's beautiful outside today, so I wanna make sure that I get outside at some point. But yeah, so let's just do a quick review of where we're at. So as you guys know, we made some pretty significant UI changes, but we also have just a ton of progress. I'm really happy with how the product's looking. Let's sign in real quick and get right into it. So the dashboard is looking pretty good. Something, unfortunately though, if you guys watched my video yesterday, I had a update to this sidebar and then I forgot to push it and then it ended up getting reverted. So we're gonna have to fix this sidebar. Let's just get something going right away so we get something knocked out. So let's CD into ViewCreator UI and take a look at that sidebar real quick. But also something today that we're gonna be working on a lot is we're gonna be working on a lot of back-end stuff today. So as you guys know, we kind of switched over to focus on a lot of front-end work, but now we essentially wanna switch back over to back-end work, because we want to make sure that we have enough features for people to be able to test out. As you guys know, we do have some beta testers that have signed up in the Discord to be able to beta test, and right now there's not a ton of really powerful features yet. You know, we're just trying to get a product to market, and we're trying to get the beta version of this live so that we can basically test the market and see, hey, is this a product that we're going to be able to scale? We have a lot of different tool ideas, and you know, our thumbnail generator works pretty well, but there are certain things like this here. You know, the issue here, if you look down, you can see that there's an issue because at this point, because we're making all these networking and infrastructure changes, like for example, this here, this is happening, this error of the thumbnail not actually being shown. It's happening because before I just had this in a public S3 bucket. But the problem is that when you actually go to scale and when you go to launch and bring your product to market, you actually need to think through, hey, how am I going to manage bucket security? How am I going to manage all these different things with my project? So we're really having to rethink that as well. So there's some features like this where that thumbnail is no longer loading in. We don't have access to the public uploads that we had before. So before we were just gonna, hey, let's get something working fast, you know, let's get these S3 bucket uploads working so we can get features like this working. But now we've had to take a little bit of a step back because now we actually do have to get our dev infrastructure set up and we have to get our production infrastructure set up. And that is gonna take some time. I made a ton of progress on it last night. So you guys know that I work all the time. Friday nights, Saturday nights, I'm gonna be working constantly to get this product to market. But yeah, let's just, you know, work today on some front-end polishing and then also some API polishing to say, hey, what features can we launch with? And then unfortunately, I can't work on CloudFormation stuff on stream because it's too sensitive. There's too much ARNs and IDs and keys that I'm working with. So I would stream that, but I literally can't. So let's just get started real quick. I'm gonna drop in the sidebar here. And I'm just gonna say, currently there are bugs in the sidebar where the state is not properly being managed. For example, when I click in between pages in the dashboard, it is kind of protruding out and then protruding back in. It doesn't really manage the state very well. Make sure that you look at the functionality of this and make sure that, for example, if the user has set the sidebar to collapsed, then it stays collapsed even in between page clicks, and that there's no glitching animations like there is currently. Okay. So let's send that off. Let's check chat. Sean Davis said, hey dude, I watched your streams the past couple of weeks and I started vibe coding my own mobile app for my friend's company. Was wondering how you learned all this stuff. Any guides you recommend? Yeah, so that's a great question, Sean. So the biggest way that I actually learned this stuff is that I just did exactly what you're doing now. I think the best way to learn is to actually get involved and to be building products. So if you're building a mobile app, it already sounds like you're on the right path. So just keep doing what you're doing. You know, it's always good to learn more skills and to learn more about the things that you're doing. So make sure that you are studying up on ChatGPT and trying to, become more knowledgeable in the subject every day. But it sounds to me like you're on the right track. Mohammed, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. He said, I'm here for the launch day. Literally had to put a reminder. Yeah, so Mohammed, so I just covered this, but we're not ready to launch yet because I'm still working on our CloudFormation infrastructure. So we have AWS infrastructure set up and we are launching soon. The only issue is that I need to get this CloudFormation project set up and I can't do it on stream. So today we're working on, let's see here, we are working on some API functionality and some UI today. And then I probably won't stream for like more than 4 hours today because I need to make sure that I allocate some time towards CloudFormation, which I can't do on stream. So really, I'm just streaming right now to continue what I'm doing, stream every day, work every day. So, all right. So the agents page looking pretty good. Templates. All right. Let's take a look at the front-end website. If you guys remember, a little test too that I want to do is if I launch an incognito tab, check this out, guys. If you look up ViewCreator, we are now on the first page, and our favicon finally did update. But yeah, if you guys look up ViewCreator, we are 1, 2, 3, 4th organically, which is pretty good. So Stas just said that I only do the UI. That's not true. I've been working on the UI the past couple days, but I do much more. Thanks, Sean. Mohammed, I use CloudFormation because it helps you essentially version your project. So if you're working in CloudFormation and you need, to make a change to your infrastructure, it's very easy because it's all versioned, so it's very helpful. I'm setting up my new iPhone. If you guys missed the start of the stream, I got the new iPhone Pro Max. Calvin Crypt asked, you go to school for anything? Yeah, so a lot of people, I've already shared my story quite a bit, but I dropped out of college. I went to study finance at Purdue University, and I dropped out my junior year to pursue business and entrepreneurship, and got really into programming and software development. And at this point, I decided to finish my degree. I only had 13 credit hours left. So I worked at a startup called Bright Choice, where I programmed 2 million lines of code in 6 months. I was the co-founder and CEO, and I worked there for over a year. And let's run this lighthouse real quick and see. So actually something that I was working on is our lighthouse report. Mohammed, I do not have a full-time job. This essentially is my full-time job. And actually something really interesting for you guys to note is recently I've been getting some brand offers, and the brand offers are for like $500 a video, which is crazy. But I haven't really been interested in them at all. So let's go over to the API, and let's actually bring out... do we have Postman on this computer? Okay, I don't. Let me install Postman real quick, because we're going to be doing a lot of work in the API. Billionaire Paradise asked, are you done with Goalpost, or will you update something? So right now we've been working on ViewCreator so that we can actually build a lot of the marketing campaigns, because essentially what ViewCreator is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to easily scale viral marketing campaigns. So using ViewCreator, we'll be able to do a lot. Let me do something real quick on my phone. Software update, yes. All right. If you guys are just tuned into the stream, make sure you like and subscribe. Zuhaib, how's it going? Good to see you. Been a minute. All right, so this is looking pretty good. All right. All right, here's our performance, which isn't great. Speed index is very bad. So let's get an agent working on this, because this is important, guys, for SEO. Yeah, Zuhaib, we've been grinding. We're continuing to work, continuing to go up. Forestry flow. Review this in complete depth and think deeply about the performance of the site and what the logs and insights from Lighthouse are telling you. Then create a plan of what you could potentially update in the site to improve our performance. J35 asked, did you implement cache? I have not yet. And that's the thing, is that until we get CloudFormation up, we're kind of at a standstill a little bit on some features because, for example, hey, we can't work on improving our YouTube thumbnail generator until we get that updated. So there's a couple things that we're working on that, you know, we're going to have to put a lot of work and effort into. But I made a ton of progress last night. I was feeling really good about it, but I had to go to bed. So I think that probably by tomorrow, you know, one more night of working on CloudFormation, I think we should have dev up. We'll see. I don't want to make any promises just because it is difficult. But I think we'll be able to make some serious progress. Chat asks, what is the setup you're using on the terminal? Claude Code? No, this is Codex. Also, I was using Codex, the web browser, yesterday, and it was not good. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on it, but it's really slow. And at least I thought it was slow. It was slow for me last night. And it was really difficult to get the... Basically, I was having a bunch of merge problems, which I wasn't sure about. Okay. I don't like the current styling and layout of the footer. Take a look at the footer and help me integrate a better layout and style for the footer. Right now, it has limited amounts of links that don't make much sense, and it doesn't link to some of the most important pages of the website. Review the routes.ts file and think deeply about how we can update and improve our footer, and then update the footer. J35 said, don't use Codex Cloud until you want to solve minimal issues and you really want to work on cloud. Yeah, that's what I learned last night. Yo-Yo asked, what do you think of the future of SaaS? Yeah, so I think the future of SaaS is going to look like a lot like this, where limited or small teams are able to do a lot more. Let's check on that sidebar logic. Hold on here. What's going on? All right. Okay. Chosen Onion said the logo doesn't align with the product, in my opinion. Yeah, a logo's a logo. I'm not too worried about it at this stage. I literally generated it with AI. It can change. Shawwise asked, what component library did you use for the front end? So I used a mix. So I used a lot of my own code, and then I also used 21st Dev, and I used Tailwind, obviously, and then Shadcn. All right, light mode. Hassan, I've invested probably about $1,000 on the API. Also, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay. So something that I want to work on in this stream and that we're really going to focus in on, guys, is we're going to focus in on this AI playground. So this is going to be actually where a lot of our initial functionality is going to reside. And what we're going to do is, using FAL, we're going to be able to integrate with a bunch of different AI models to allow people to really use ViewCreator as an AI playground. So what we're going to do is, because we are working on some parts like CloudFormation that I can't actually do on stream, like I can't show you guys, you know, all these things that I'm setting up in the background these past couple days. For example, I have a bunch of secretive keys that I just can't share with you guys, unfortunately. So I can't show you guys that, but what we can work on today is we can work on this AI playground and actually turning it into something that's useful to you and to end users. So with that being said, let's talk to Codex real quick and think through some functionality. And we're actually going to CD into the UI real quick. AI HR, I'm not. Dojo, thank you. Or Dojo, thank you. Joey said, hey man, what are you doing for documentation of your projects and updating the state? Do you have a general knowledge base set up with lots of context for protocols, prompts? Yeah, I usually do like README files for updates, you know, and explanations of certain parts of the code base. All right, so this is all coming out now. On the dashboard playground page, I need you to integrate an update that gives it a more of a playground feel. Oops. Hassan, it's not for a 1-year subscription. It's not per month either. That was $1,000 was about the past 2-3 months of using all this. J35, that's really smart. Like normal, good idea, J35. J35 said his suggestion is to essentially just make the AI playground in the app something unique and one thing only, like just music generation, so that it doesn't so it doesn't get too messy. AI HR, I'm not using multi-tenancy. If you guys are just tuned in, make sure you like and subscribe. We're working on ViewCreator right now, which is a product where content creators are able to automate and create viral social media content all in one platform. Let's get this out of the way. Remove the network navigation from the tools page. Chat just asked, what are you building? I'm sorry, I tried to explain it. So we're building ViewCreator, which is a tool and platform that content creators are going to be able to use, that is an all-in-one AI platform that allows them to create AI content for their audiences. So for example, if there's proven viral content that they've already created or that they want to store somewhere and they want to automate building that content, they can use ViewCreator for that. Okay. Maybe let's just focus on music. You know? Okay. So let's go to Fowl AI and let's check out the music models that Fowl has. So let's go to apps or explore. So Kling video. Yeah, so let's find some really good audio models. Here's text to speech. Wonder if this is any good.
I just found a hidden treasure in the backyard. Check it out.
Okay, let's check out. Where's the music models? Audio to audio, audio to video, image to 3D, image to image, image to JSON, image to video, JSON. I don't see any music. Text to audio. Oh, is this it here? All right, let's try this. Wait, so the prompt is, oh, this is the lyrics. And then control music generation. So you can leave this, oh man. Intro, oh, okay. All right, see if we can get this working. So we're gonna work on the music because essentially what our plan is, guys, is we wanna make it so that users can create content end to end using agents. And we know that we're gonna have to integrate music at some point. So here what we're trying is, hey, what does it look like to actually use one of these music models? And then maybe how can we build that into our application? If you're watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, so let's check this out. Turn the volume down a little bit here, and then also, let me pause this music. All right, let's see what this sounds like. Saying a lot of yes. It's decent. What do you guys think? Aperium, what's up? How's it going? Edward GC said, hey man, hope you're doing well. How far until launch? We're going to be able to launch this week, I think. Right now I'm working on CloudFormation still. I'm going to be working on that tonight, but can't work on it on stream since it's sensitive. Okay, so that was all right. I think we can find a better model though. Sound effects, text to music. So this is Sun Auto. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. So J35 said, hey, write to ChatGPT, generate a detailed prompt that I will give another AI to create music. The music that I want to create is a lo-fi beat with no words. Okay, here's the music models as well. Yeah. Here's another one. So this is Cassette AI. So let's try both of these and see what they're like. Because all you need is, you know, for example, when you're working with TikTok or your Instagram or whatnot, you know, it does help. It does improve things a lot to actually... what in the world? All right, hold up. I'm still setting up my new iPhone here. Joey said, so no agentic automation within your knowledge base, or have you set that up? I'm doing that, but value your opinion. So so on it, that's a good direction. So what are you asking? Are you asking like, hey, what does it look like to actually, like what do those README files look like? Or I don't understand what you mean by agentic automation in the knowledge base. What do you mean by that? All right, hold on. I got to scan my face. Okay. Well, J35, I don't think some of them require both, but then others don't. So let's just try this one. This one looks pretty good. Let's try Son. Let's try the Son auto model. So you can set the duration. Here's the prompt that we got from ChatGPT. So let's just run this and see what it does. It's 2 cents per minute, which is actually pretty cheap. OX Boss said I look like Peter Parker. Yeah, I get that a lot. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Going for a couple hours today. Okay, here's our music here. Let's test it out. All right, that was not good. All right, Joey said, what I mean is that documentation must be updated as the project evolves, and because context engineering is extremely important, that is just a method of ensuring accurate, updated context. Yeah, so it's important. I think that everybody has a different way of doing it. But also I would say that it's not a requirement. It's definitely a suggestion, but also, not a requirement. A description of the track you want to generate. This prompt will be used to automatically generate tags and lyrics unless you manually set them. For example, if you set prompts and tags, then prompt will be used to generate only the lyrics. Okay, so it's saying that for this model, what the heck? The lyrics sung in the generated song. Okay, perfect. Okay, so if I just leave this blank, then it'll run. It said that it'll create. Okay, so this one's a little bit more expensive. So this is the Sun Auto V2 text to music. It's 7 cents per generation. We'll see how long it is. But yeah, guys, I'm setting up my phone right now. Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Hey Siri, get directions home. Siri, play some music. All right, set up Siri. All right, cool. Data transferring. Okay, AI HR said, how hard would you say it would be to build a relational database, multi-tenancy HR system, just vibe coding? I would say not that hard. You'd be surprised at how powerful vibe coding actually is today. It's much powerful than it used to be. People hate on it, but it's actually incredibly powerful. And I would say that you could definitely do that. I mean, we created our relational database with vibe coding. Oh, wow, this one's good, guys. Joey, one thing to remember is that, every time that you submit a prompt, your agent already has access to the code base too. So don't think that, you have to build this robust, perfect documentation system, because every time that you make a prompt, the agent does look at your code base and it's pretty intuitive. It can grep files. So if it's referencing something and it knows that it needs to, be able to, let's say, go check out your routes.ts file to see what other pages are in the application. It knows how to do that. AI HR, thanks for the super chat. That was a pretty good one. What do you guys think about this? I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, did I? Is it? No, I don't think this is the one that I roasted, is it? AI HR said that he's got huge domain knowledge in HRIS. Just taking my product management skills to work the code. Yeah. Okay, so it says that our lighthouse is done now. Let's check if we have any build errors real quick. But yeah, the music that you guys are listening to is generated using a model on FAL. And what we're going to see is, hey, can we actually integrate our project to generate music as well? Because that's going to be an important part of ViewCreator, is an end-to-end automated system to help content creators build things like Reels. Like imagine this, like take a competitor like Opus, right? So Opus, if you guys are familiar with Opus or not, I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen some of the clips that I share on the channel. So I'm just going to show you guys how this works. So for example, this is Opus, and I spend like a couple $100 a month on Opus. Last month I spent over, $100. And with Opus, you're able to upload your YouTube, and then based off of your uploaded YouTube, essentially it creates a bunch of shorts or TikToks from the video, and then it rates them, and it's able to document the transcription, and then it's really, really helpful, right? It's a great product. So I did look up, I said, hey, how much is this product making? And their annual revenue is over 10 million. Their annual revenue is over 10 million, which is incredible. But something that's interesting is what they don't have is they don't have the ability yet for creation of music along with these. And hey, if they just had a way to integrate music as well, it would be so much better. All right, so I said, hey, review that. What's causing the errors? That model is pretty good. So that one's about 8 cents per generation. So let's actually now open up an additional Codex tab. And what I want to do is I now want to integrate with this model. So I'm going to launch Codex here. Let's actually get the music back on real quick. I don't want to change it up. Lo-fi. This one's good. All right. There we go. Okay. Review the project in depth, specifically the ViewCreator API, as that is where you are going to be working next in this project. After you do a complete review, come back to me with a summary and look deeply into our FAL AI integration and summarize our FAL AI integration to me. Make sure that you do not expose any sensitive environment variables. All right, submit that. All right, so we got a couple working here. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna integrate with Son Auto here. If you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Welcome to the stream. Day 38, we are launching ViewCreator soon. So we're just doing some polishing features. And I'm gonna have to work a lot off stream to get our CloudFormation project up and running. Yeah, J35, we could try the Lil Uzi prompt again, but I don't know. Not feeling it right now. All right, so then it said that the build now completes successfully. So let's open up Visual Studio Code and get that deployed. Okay. integrate next steps. Hold up. Take a careful look at the blog page and think deeply about how we could integrate pagination into it so that it's not just a singular super long page, but rather a more concise, professional, modern-looking blog page with pagination. Also, let's take a look at that footer. Which one was updating the footer? Oh, it was this one over here. All right. Run npm run dev. David, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Straightome said, I realize that I'm not building a system that's similar to yours. I'm building the architectural foundation for a system like yours to run. Oh, really? That's cool. Oh, a 21st dev footer could be a good idea. As usual, great idea, J35. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Oh yeah, that doesn't look good. Yeah, let's go to 21st dev. See if we can find a good footer here. So 21st dev is essentially like a UI prompt library, but it goes a step further. So UI components, footers. That's decent. Straight on, that makes sense. None of these look that great. Yeah, we should just stick with ours. But the wrapping's not great. Let's remove this. Remove launch generator and view pricing from the footer. Remove launch generator and view pricing from the footer. All right, let's go. I'm gonna log into AWS real quick and just make sure that our, oh geez. Integrate the next steps. Okay. Said that it replaced the call to action buttons. Oh. Oh, this song's fire. Marie, how's it going? Welcome to the stream over on Twitch. Hope you're doing all right. Thanks for tuning in on Twitch. Trying to grow a following on a couple different platforms. Twitch is one of them. So thanks for tuning in. All right, let's see here. Why is this like styled so weird? Hold up. Oh, geez. All right. So it said, decide whether file arrays should be authenticated and add the appropriate guard. If so, all file routes need to be authenticated. Add the appropriate guard. Also, integrate step 2 and 3, respectively. Marie, I do stream daily. Yeah, I stream every day. If you guys are new to the stream, I stream every day. We're on a grind. We're on a mission. Why does this look like this? Hold up. In my UI, why does my error look like this? It's transparent. That shouldn't happen. Straightome said, let me ask you, do you think that architecture in Foundation is profitable, or is it end products that it run are more valuable? Yeah, so it just depends. I mean, you can create a really strong API, and if it's a good API, like for example, I mean, hey, we're integrated into FOW, which is essentially a foundational product that people then pay to use, right? Like we're using it. But I'm sure, you know, I think that it can be said that a lot of money can also be made on the other side of that, which is what we're doing. Okay. Which is what we're doing. David said that Twitch is mostly kids. Your audience is actually in TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, I mean, YouTube is obviously has grown pretty quickly. Oxboss asked, how do you keep track of all the code generated by Claude? So, Oxboss, this actually isn't Claude. This is Codex. Pretty much I keep track of it just by making sure that I'm QA testing everything. We got 4 agents running right now. Let's launch this real quick. Make sure that we get a dev going. Straightome, keep on grinding. Don't give up, man. The biggest thing that you can have when you're building things and when you're working on projects that are aspirational is belief in yourself. Don't forget that. This overlay is driving me crazy. Hundreds in the chat. Let's go. Hundreds in the chat. Brother Codes asked, when is the release? Yeah, so we're pretty much any day now. I'm working on the CloudFormation project a lot. So that is a difficult project. I can't stream it because it has a lot of sensitive information, but we should be able to launch this week. I wanted to launch yesterday, but the CloudFormation project wasn't ready to deploy, so I had to hold off, but we're getting pretty close. Let's test our page insights again, see if that got any better. Brother Codes asked, what is CloudFormation? So CloudFormation is essentially, you can write your infrastructure as code. So if you're using AWS, CloudFormation is essentially what deploys stacks. And what it allows you to do is, instead of going into the AWS console and setting up all your infrastructure manually, what CloudFormation does, it allows you to code your AWS infrastructure. So it's much better, because let's say that I want to make a change to something in my infrastructure. What CloudFormation allows me to do is it allows me to easily version and update my cloud infrastructure instead of having to lose track of it. And the biggest reason for it is because, let's say that we have a dev environment and then a production environment. It allows me to keep those environments the exact same. And we do have a production environment, a dev environment. So it allows me to deploy those two environments, and they'll always be exactly the same, which is important when we're going to launch, because we're going to have to make sure that we test bugs and whatnot. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Oxboss, I do think that switching to Codex is a pretty good idea. Codex is really good now. Yeah, straight on cursor is pretty good. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are at 3,111 subscribers, so yeah, Brother Codes, the CloudFormation is the last thing that I have to do before release, because literally it's just, you know, you're deploying the infrastructure. You're actually deploying your stack. So once we actually get that working, then we'll have this up and running. Beamlack asks, where did the $54 in revenue come from? So we launched Goalpost, we launched Bridgemine.ai, we have users on Bridgemine.ai, we have users on Goalpost. So revenue's coming in slowly, but then we're also starting to make some money off of YouTube as well. So the revenue tracker counts revenue from all the different sources of revenue that Bridgemine actually has. And really the goal is that over the next 6 months, let's say, we're gonna build up a steady stream of revenue from different sources, and one of those sources is YouTube. And just to share, and actually I'd love your guys' thoughts. So I've been getting a lot of contacts from sponsors, and the sponsors are basically they're offering me $500 for a YouTube video. And one of the tools, I won't mention it because I haven't moved forward with the deal yet, but one of the tools is actually a really popular tool on Product Hunt. And the CEO reached out and he said, hey, would you be willing to, do a video on this? And it does match up, like it's a vibe coding tool, right? And the offer's for $500 for a video. So what are your guys' thoughts on me doing a video for a sponsorship video? Because I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not really in this to necessarily like make a bunch of money off of YouTube. But the thing is that if I did the sponsorship video, that would be $500 more in revenue that we could put towards our ad campaigns and whatnot. Like maybe we could basically get that $500 and take it and then sponsor an influencer, to sponsor ViewCreator. What do you guys think about that? Stratum said, make your money, man, why not? Yeah, so I don't really necessarily need the money, but the thing is that, it's just crazy that after all this work, we're at 3,000 subscribers. J35 says, heck yeah. Yeah. Desert Penguin, I just read your chat, very interesting. Yeah, Beamlack, that's also what I was thinking, is that, a sponsorship deal with me could end up looking like a lot of different ways. A lot of these, a lot of these people are coming out, but, saying, hey, can you sponsor this? And I just don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. But yeah, so I just read all the chats, so it looks like chat's supportive. Jose, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you until now. How's it going? Welcome. Hope you're doing good. What is going on here? What is this error? Must be just cached. It's a cached error. All right, so here's what the footer's looking like now. Imperium, how's it going? Good to see you. Jose, I'm dead. Mikey, yeah, I am just doing prompting. But But also watch this, guys. I do know how to code. All right, let's break out cursor here. Midnight, welcome to the stream. Just asked, how much money have you spent for Cursor and Codex? So I have the ChatGPT Pro plan, which essentially gives me unlimited usage for Codex, and then Cursor, I have the Ultra plan, which essentially does the same thing. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're up to 3,112 subscribers. So we are on the come up. I'll put this sub counter here. Looks like getting a lot of new people. YouTube algorithm starting to push us. You know, it really is crazy. So Mythic said, I mean, you could do what T3 Theo does, where in the middle of his live stream he does his sponsorships and then has his editor cut the clip and turns it into a video. Yeah, Jose, 3.1K. We've been just going up like crazy. The channel's been really taking off. So I've been grinding, as you guys know. Grinding a lot for sure. Let's go down here. So it does say follow us. I do not like the responsiveness of it though. So, like, there's the breakpoint. I mean, the breakpoint's fine. Let's see what it looks like on mobile. That's all right, honestly. Take a look at the actual pages in the website and review the routes.ts file and make sure that you properly have links that are actually in the application. For example, docs and API isn't an actual page on the website, nor is it one that I want to create. So remove that. Also changelog, that's not an actual page. Remove that. Support isn't a page. Community isn't a page. Think deeply about this and only include pages in the footer that are actually pages. CJ Webb, yeah, we passed the, I think we passed the 3K mark, like, it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days ago, I believe. But, I mean, yeah, it's, seems like we got quite an audience now. But yeah, on the sponsorship stuff, I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Because my perspective on it is that, hey, we want to create a profitable business, and let's say if I do a sponsorship, right, and the revenue goes up to $500, you know, or I guess $554, we can then use that $500 to, you know, sponsor and influencer ourselves for ViewCreator, and that goes into creating content. You know, it's like, take for example Mr. Beast, who makes all this money from these sponsorship deals and then uses all of that money to then invest it back into his channel. And I think that we're going to do the same thing at BridgeMind. So if you guys do see, you know, some sponsorships and stuff, it's because of that reason. Because I think that the best thing to do for the channel is to do that so that we then have the sponsorship dollars in the revenue to drive. Battle Fights, how's it going? Good to see you. Sutaro said, when you say vibe coding, are you making LLMs write a block of code and then confirm it or make it entirely functional? Yeah, so usually what my workflow is that I will have an LLM or Cursor, Codex, I'll have it write the code for me. And then what I do is I essentially, I review it, I QA test it. Okay, so this is just a cached error that we have. Because if I launch it there, it's not happening. Okay, let's go down here now. Also, guys, ViewCreator is going to have a pretty robust affiliate program. So we're going to think through that more in depth, but I'm really excited about it. I was thinking about it past couple days and just wanted to let you guys know. Let's just keep it. All right, so here's our TikTok, YouTube, X. Yep, just making sure all these links work. Instagram. Does our Facebook work? Yeah, cool. Uperium, it's still not live yet. Yeah, J35, that's very true. Yeah, I was working on the CloudFormation project yesterday, Uperium, and I still need to, I want to make sure that's right. You know, I don't want to ship something with bad security or bad AWS infrastructure, so I'm just making sure that we have everything polished up. Uperium said, if you're looking for text models using Deep Infra API, they are quite cheap. Okay, good to know. Now we need to fix this. The thing that I will note about Cursor is so much faster than Codex. And whenever you're using Codex, it's very slow. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're just tuning in now, we're working on ViewCreator. We are shipping ViewCreator live this week. The last thing that I have to work on is CloudFormation, and then we're going to be live. So, really excited about it. Also, guys, I got the... I did a little unboxing at the start of the stream, but I got the new iPhone 17 Pro Max today. Here's what it looks like in the case. I'm finishing up the transfer, but pretty cool. This is sponsored by Bridgemind. Sponsored by, it's a Bridgemind sponsored device, so. Uperium said, don't worry, I will be there for testing if any leaks in API or revert API. Appreciate it, thank you. Desert Penguin said, let's have a race to implement a product or app using Codex versus Cursor. Beamlack said, you just got scammed by Tim Cook. What? Nah. Uperium, you like the hoodie? Yeah, I actually got this hoodie. I've had it for a while now. So it's a one of one. Haven't really done the merch yet, but we'll get to that. I think probably once we hit 10K. 10K is when we'll start doing merch. And we will hit it, trust me, guys. There's nothing that's going to stop this train. Mystic Fear said, is that an iPhone or an iPad? It's an iPhone, come on. No, I mean, I needed the camera is insane. Camera's nuts. Also, I had to get the orange version. And I got the Max. I've never had a Max before. This is my first time with a Max. So, I'm excited about it. I like it. Alright, what's up with the 0 posts? Alright, there we go. Nah, Stratum, you're good. Aperium, nah, you gotta wait for the merch, man. You gotta wait for. I'm gonna come up with something nice. I'm gonna get find a good supplier. Get some quality merch for you guys. I was thinking that like on the back, it's gonna say like a really cool, badass like quote or something. Like prove it, you know, prove it. Period. Something like that. Something that's cool. Test17 said that he uses Codex for more complex, bigger tasks and Cursor always for smaller tasks just because of the speed difference. Yeah, that's smart. That's very true as well. The speed difference is very, very noticeable. Little cache error here. I don't like that. Yeah, I wonder when Apple's gonna come out with that Stratum. Probably coming soon. Sataro asked, did you previously work as a dev? Yeah, I did. That's nice. Oh my gosh, guys. Holy crap. Guys, look at this. All right, so this is actually huge. Okay, so if you guys remember, at maybe like 20 minutes ago, we had, which chat was it? It was, it wasn't this one. This is the one where we're gonna integrate music. Wait, hold up. We need to find this chat because this is huge. This is huge, guys. Hold on, where is it? We gotta find the right one. All right, that's not it. That's the one that was updating the footer. Was it this one? No, this one was the one with blogs, wasn't it? UI. Okay, it wasn't this one. Okay, so look at the performance, 99 performance. So if you guys remember, that literally came up from like 40. Still high on the desktop, but up to 99 on mobile, which is huge. That is absolutely huge. Let's go. All right, so where is that chat that we were having? Is the question. Okay, it's this one right here. So now let's go over to the desktop version and now drop this in, see if we can improve the desktop. But yeah, that's a huge improvement. So all I have to do is literally just open these up and I just copy and paste it in. That's awesome. Yeah, it was 35% yesterday, Stratum. Battlefight said, I bet there are people who know you personally and say he's just wasting his time. 3,000 subscribers and creating a business that is about to blow up. Then they will say, WTF, and begin vibe coding. Yeah, that's actually... No, Battlefights, that actually means a lot, because that kind of is, that's what everybody has to go through. And something that I want to say is that when you're trying to do something that is, let's just call it abnormal, there's something that is in you as a person that you want to do. Like, for whatever reason, I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now. I enjoy streaming. I was working on projects way before I started streaming, right? And as you guys know, I've been the CEO and founder of multiple startups. This is I think my 4th startup in the past 3 years. So I've had 4 startups in 3 years, and a lot of them failed. And you should go through life, and the main goal is to understand who you are. And the rest of the world, you need to put it through your filter. You need to put the closest people in your life through a filter, because they're not you, and only you know what you truly want. So if I enjoy building products, if I enjoy being an entrepreneur, if I enjoy vibe coding, if I enjoy creating, that's who I am. And probably nobody's gonna change that in me, right? So the question that I had to ask myself was this. I had to ask myself, do I want to work a 9-to-5 job where I'm gonna probably do and stay in the same place for the next 5 years, or do I want to take a risk, and do I want to see if I can make something of myself? And because of who I am, I chose to take a risk, and I chose to make something of myself, because that's who I am. And I was a vibe coder, software engineer, founder, CEO, all before I started streaming this journey. And what you guys are seeing, all of these different things that are coming together, I've shared a lot of the different parts of what actually launching and creating a business looks like. You have your SEO, you have your actual website development, you have your database development, you have your API development, you have your development infrastructure, your DevOps development, you have your marketing campaigns, you have your budgeting, you have your financial modeling, like I showed you guys in Excel for our ad campaigns. It's all part of this puzzle, and it's a puzzle that I've come to know well. And I've decided to share it because I'd like to inspire other people, because it's just such a fun journey. And when you're taking a risk in life, when you're doing the things that you truly are passionate about, that's the pinnacle of existence, is when you don't care what anybody else says, you're gonna do the things that you know you are meant to do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the things that I know that I'm meant to do. And now, we're at 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, gaining traction on some other platforms. And my plan is I'm just gonna continue doing exactly what I'm doing. Calvin Cripps said, I was watching bro last week, 2.3 subs, now 3.1, super quick growth, super dope. Yeah, thank you. Aperium said, I would recommend use Debug Bear for speed analysis. There you get a most detailed version. Okay. J35 said, my personal opinion, avoid doing business with friends. I still have pending invoices that they have to pay me. Yeah, you cannot mix business and friendship. And what's interesting is I find that I make the best friends. My best friends are those that I've done business with. Okay, so let's see here now. It says that it has run. Let's CC out of this real quick and run npm run build to see if we can get this to deploy. Also, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you turn on post notifications. But yeah, let's see chat. Yeah. Stratum said you got to balance that with your wants and needs. Yeah. CJ Web Design said, I love coding and had a very late start at 45 years old. I am now 50 and have several small business clients that I build websites for. I am now getting into building apps. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, hey, everybody does stuff in their own time, right? It's like, hey, you know, I think it's the hardest thing is that no matter where you're at in life, you're always going to look back and, you know, kind of wish that you could have done it a little bit differently, right? So like even myself now, right? I look back and I'm like, man, if I was 18 again, I would live the lifestyle that I'm living now, which is pretty cool to say. You know, it's like I look back and I'm like, man, if I was, you know, if I was 18 again, I would literally be doing what I'm doing now. And when I'm 25, I'm gonna wish that I was doing when I'm at 25 what I was doing now. And you know, I think that that's a you know, a never-ending cycle. Beamlack said, "Don't do business with family either. My father got in beef with everybody in his family because he didn't give them money." Yeah, that's another true one. I'm 23. I'm 23 years old, for those wondering. J35 said, I had a startup with my closest friends at age of 18 where we built QR code to be placed in restaurants for order. No waiter. Can't tell how it ended. Sometimes friends don't have similar minds. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes being in business will destroy the friendship, man. It's better to start out without a friend and become essentially friends through that experience. You know what I mean? Like, so instead of having a friend that you then get in business with, I feel like it's better to have, you know, somebody that you get into business with that you just enjoy working with, you know, and they essentially kind of become a friend through that experience, you know? Okay, let's find that foul integration again. Here it is. So if you guys remember, we're trying to integrate with this audio model here. So let's drop in the schema. Create an endpoint now that integrates with this model in FAL. This is for music generation. Create a new endpoint for this, respectively. I didn't have it clicked. That's a nice thing about Whisper. But yeah, you know, the perspective that I have on this stuff is that if you just stay consistent with it, if you keep on going, you know, you're gonna get somewhere. You're gonna get somewhere. Like even with, you know, what we're doing here, I do think that, you know, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time to get ViewCreator off the ground. It's gonna take some time to get the infrastructure deployed. It's gonna take some time to work through a lot of bugs that we're gonna get, but it's gonna work out. And if we just continue to move forward, we're going to make it. So I hope that you guys are all working on stuff too, because, you know, I don't want to be a distraction for you guys. I want to be an inspiration. And I hope that that's already what's happening. I feel like it is from, you know, some of the chats and comments that I've seen on videos. But, you know, when we're working, you know, feel free to, you know, pop open your laptop and work along with me. I'm sure that a lot of you guys are already doing that. But, you know, we're in it together, because the mindset that I want this community to have is this mindset that you can do it, and that really the key to success is just consistency. Waking up early every morning and getting after it, taking care of your lifestyle, taking care of your habits, being smart, learning every day, exercising, you know, making good use of your body. Aperium, that's what I like to hear. Let's go. J35 said, Matt, what would you suggest to me? I had 3 complete startup failures and now I don't get the motivation I had. I used to be at a stage where I could do 50 to 100 cold calls a day, but something's keeping me on back foot for now. Listen, J35, you're a smart guy. That's one thing that I know. Just through the conversations that we've had, you're a smart guy and you have a lot of potential. And I think that there's potential in everyone. And, you know, what I would say is that don't get defeated by the failures and don't even look at it as if, don't even call it that. Don't even call it, you know, it's easy to label something as a failure. But, you know, 9 out of 10 businesses don't work out. And if you're really built for that, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you're passionate about, then look at that experience as exactly that, experience. Through all of those experiences, you've become a stronger, more knowledgeable, smarter person. And the best thing for you to do is to get started on something new, no matter what it is. Just don't stop. Don't let the momentum stop for whatever reason. You have to wake up each day and actually get after it. Don't let a single day go by letting yourself flounder. You can't let that happen. You have to work. You have to grind. You have to, even if the motivation is there, just do the action and the motivation will come. All right, here comes in our music generation endpoint. Battle fights, I use 21st Dev for this. Take a look at the review section on the homepage. Let's actually check the database real quick and make sure that, like, is that an empty? I actually don't know if it's empty or not. Let's check it out. All right, so let's go to reviews here. All right, so it is null. J35, that's what I like to hear. Let's go. No playing around. Aperium, that's really good to know. Aperium, are you in our Discord yet? Because, yeah, you definitely should join because I want to talk to you. I want to DM you, Aperium. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's get a quick sub count. We are still at 3,113. But you know what's crazy is that the average amount of watchers has gone up a crazy amount, you know. We have a lot more returning viewers now, that's for sure. It used to be like I would stream and let's say we had 36 people watching. Oh, Imperium, you're Akshay? All right, I'm gonna DM you right now, just so I make sure. Akshay. I don't see any. Oh, here you are. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, Imperium, I just DM'd you. OX developer said, shout out from the Philippines. Shout out from the United States of America. Let's go. Living Room PC, how's it going? Good to see you. Stippy said, I'm currently building my own stuff, but am struggling with design. How did you design your app? So the biggest things when designing an app or a web app, whatever you're working on, one thing that's really important is, hey, you have to have a good framework. So that could be Tailwind, Native Wind if it's an actual mobile app. It could be ShadCN. It could be using component libraries. Sometimes customized CSS is not great. So you want to make sure that you're implementing, let's see. That's so weird. Mythic just asked, when you start your app, do you make a diagram or figure out what architecture you're going to use, or what do you normally start out with? Yeah, so it's really important to understand what architecture you're going to use. So you have to be familiar with an architecture or study a specific architecture. That's definitely smart to do. I don't know if you necessarily need to. I don't need to generate a diagram just because I kind of understand how it works, so I know what I'm doing. But if that's the best way for you, then you can easily generate a diagram. But I don't personally do it. I just kind of start working. If you guys haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you do that. J35 has a link. Also, there's a link in the description. Sacharo, I don't think it's worse. But yeah, Codex does have GPT-5 in it now. All right, let's check our lighthouse score again. All right, while this is running, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Here's our, we're working on integrating a test suite here. So that's running. I'll be right back. All right, I got 78 on performance that time on mobile. 60 performance still here. Wonder why. Stippy, I'm not sure if there's something for ShadCN, but for mobile, let's check. What would be the mobile development comparison to ShadCN? Okay, so React Native usables, native UI. Got some errors here. KB said Casa link. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Think deeply about the code that you just constructed in the API and then properly update the UI to integrate and update the API endpoints and services to add in the new music generation route into the front end, and then properly create a page in the dashboard where users can create music from prompts. All right, here we go, guys. Gonna have music here in a minute. Because essentially what we're gonna do with ViewCreator is we're gonna be working on this for it's gonna be a long process, right? So we're going to ship. I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen when we ship. You know, it's going to be an iterative process. We are going to be running ad campaigns, so we are going to see some revenue. We're also going to be having revenue come off of a couple different areas as well. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. It's just going to come with time, right? It's like even when stuff's going on, it's just like, hey, time is it's either time is your ultimate friend if you're a hard worker and you're consistent, or time is your enemy if you're lazy. And the thing is that here I will say that, you know, if I can look at myself and judge myself correctly, I would say I'm definitely not lazy. I'm a hard worker, I'm consistent, so I do believe that time is on my side. And if you're the same way, then time is on your side too. But, you know, where I'm going with that is, you know, 6 months down the road, where are we going to be? That's what I think about. I don't think about where we're going to be in 2 weeks. Am I going to have, you know, 10,000 in revenue in 2 weeks? Do I need, you know, it's like, no, like, you know, it may be, yeah, maybe not be there, but that's okay, because we're going to be consistent and we're going to continue. And guys, I'm not going to stop. I'm just not going to stop no matter what. So Living Room PC said that he's here vibing, working on my CRUD app. Let's go. I'm vibing too. We're about to start generating some AI music, so stick around, guys. I'm right now, if you guys, I'm looking down because I'm trying to get my stuff transferred over. I was at the AT&T store for so long. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Jose, it did take forever. Yeah, they were like trying to verify me and stuff, and it just was such a cumbersome process. Alright, hold up. Jose said, make him a software that verifies people faster. Yeah, that's how I was feeling today. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. All right, thanks, Superior. Oh, this song's fire. All right, looks like our page is going in, so we'll be able to test this here in a minute. Mystic Fear. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just like there's so many problems that can happen. And another issue is like it is sensitive with the amount of fraud that happens today that they can't like mess around. They have to do a lot of background checks and stuff. All right, so new page is going in dashboard / music generator. So let's go check it out. Oh yeah, we still have that caching error there. Let's go here. Yeah, Jose hit it on the nose. That's what they were telling me today. All right, I still have this error. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked the stream or subscribed, make sure you do both of those things. All right, come on, guys. Cursor is so much faster. Oh, it's an incomplete file. Hold up. Stop. Just copy and paste this in. Codex is, oh, did it finally get it? It did not. All right, we're done with that. Taking this into my own hands, folks. Jeez, what is going on? I can't even span this. What? If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now we are at 3,116 subscribers. Thank you for all the support. And let's keep it going. Let's keep going up, guys. 4,000 on the way. All right, there we go. What? Yeah, the link issue. I think I know what's happening. It's the... There it is. Backend stopped. The backend is running here. Just had an unauthorized, unhandled exception. It's this here which is giving us the trouble. All right. So I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna keep working on this. I cannot stream the CloudFormation setup, and that's one of my biggest tasks on my list today. So I'm gonna have to cut the stream short today because obviously the biggest next step that we have to take in this project is we have to get it up and we have to build our infrastructure. So I'm gonna go work on that. I can't stream it, I'm sorry guys. So I wanted to just do a 2-hour stream today so that we could keep our consistency and keep streaming every day. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to work on CloudFormation for the rest of the day. But keep going, guys. Keep working. Keep grinding. And we've got this, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow.